Hey guys, welcome back to Chit Chat with Sal's. Your girl's on her bed, girl. Okay, this is just gonna have to do. I don't know. So today we're going to be finishing up this little thing that I have to make for my partner while I talk to you guys. I don't know if this audio sounds better or holds on. We're gonna be talking more about mental health and healing. I just want to basically give you guys like advice for the hard days, because I know, like, it being winter and stuff, seasonal depression is still very much a thing. Yeah, but y'all know, before I get into that, I just want to give you guys a little life update. It's literally been just like exactly a week from the last time I saw you guys. I've just been home because I'm not at work. We got some time off, so your girl's just been at home, literally doing absolutely nothing, by the way. And I'm just, chilling and enjoying the time that I have off before I have to go back to school and struggling and being a student and a worker, an employee. When I say worker, I feel like it just sounds wrong. A part of my project was to do some Polaroid printouts that I needed. Basically, I'm going to just be attaching them like this here, but I'm gonna be talking to you guys while I do that. It is New Year's, so happy New Year's. I hope this year goes well for you guys. And for me, the last 6 months of 2025 were completely shitty. Life has been looking up as the year ended. Honestly, it got so much better. Thank to God. Thanks God. Thanks my baby. She made my year so worth it. I'm so happy. I have not seen her in a while. I don't know if I'm gonna be seeing her before we go back to work. Hopefully that's the case, because it is Thursday today. We only have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday left before we have to go back. So if I don't end up seeing her before we go back, I'll see her when we go back. But I'm not like bringing it up because she already said, like, because it's the holidays, so like obviously it's busy, and she'll let me know when she's not busy. So yeah, healing can be a bitch, because one day you're doing so well and everything's good, and then the next day you're back to square one. Healing is like not a straight path, you're always gonna have your ups and downs, and that's the thing about it that low-key sucks. Not low-key, high-key sucks, because it's like one day you're like on such high vibration and you feel like things are going so well, and then all of the sudden everything comes crashing down. It sucks. Nucks. Sorry, that's a word that my baby says all the time, and now it's stuck in my head. I'm like, nucks. Everything, I'm like, nucks. Nucks. Part of being with a Filipino is stealing all their lingo, literally. Okay, I think I have an idea. I hope everyone's taking care of their mental health. Like, literally, the year starting, I feel like it's a new time to start fresh. Honestly, I know people usually are like if they mess up at the beginning of the year, they're like, oh, you already started, I'll try again next year. It's like, no, it's okay. We still have time. I'm just so happy that I get to bring the same people into the new year that I started the year with. I get to bring them into 2026, and it's gonna be so magical and so fun. I can't wait for the year. Sorry guys, I'm just wrapping up the last part of this, and then I'll give my full attention to you guys. I know I'm literally talking in circles and I'm not making sense when I'm saying what I'm saying, so please bear with me. Like, for real. I'm just the girl for real. I'm going to be giving you guys advice on how to like go through with your healing process, because I know sometimes when it's not going the way you want it, you literally want to crash out. I understand. I'm OG crash out. Like, I know I be wanting to crash out over the smallest things, and it's like I have to remind myself, like, no, you can't do that. And so your girl's done with the little thing. I'm gonna give my full attention to you guys, but it's what it looks like. I'm so excited. I think it's so cute, but I feel like now I messed it up. Is this messed up or is it cute? Okay, I'm gonna send like a teaser picture to her. Do I tease her? I'm just gonna send like a blurry picture. I'm gonna send this. It's so cute though. I'm so proud of myself. Loving someone is also knowing them, and knowing and doing things on their color palette. So I would never do anything in pink, because I know that's not what she likes. So now that that's done, let's focus on how to heal, how to go through your healing era and keep a positive mindset through all of it, because I know it can be really difficult. Hello, it can be hard to try to stay positive. I just want to give you guys some advice on that. Okay, so first things first, you have to remember that healing is not a competition. It's not something you have to race anybody to. You'll do it on your own timing. You don't need to be caught up with everyone else, because healing is so personal. Like, you know what I mean? Her healing is something that, like, it's not a competition. You can't compete during healing because everyone is battling with different things. And don't ever let somebody tell you that your struggles are less or they're not as important just because theirs is worse or they've heard worse. Because that's the thing that I've seen or heard people say all the time to others, is like, even to me as well, people have said it to me like, oh, I've been through worse, or others have been through worse. It doesn't matter. We're not going tit for tat on pain or trauma. It's just everyone's trying to get through this thing called life, and it's difficult when, you know, people along the way do stuff to traumatize you to make it harder to get through this life that you never even asked to be here, this life that you never signed up to be here for. Healing is not a competition. It's not a race. It's not like somewhere you need to be. You need to be gentle with yourself and soft with yourself, because if you try to hurry up and get in line with whatever else everybody's doing, feel like you're behind just because people are healing or healed and you're not yet, does not, it doesn't, you're not going to be fully healed, and you're just going to keep having a worse time trying to heal when you're not authentically doing it just to heal. You're doing it for the sole fact you're like rushing your healing process. Basically, don't rush your healing process. Take your time and just be by her and just do it on your own timing. Don't rush to be healed, because that's not how real healing works. You know what I mean? So that's just that. So don't rush to heal yourself. Literally take your time. You have all the time in the world, I promise you. I'm 20 and I'm not healed yet from all the things that I've been through. Just remember that, like, during this life we got put through stuff we didn't deserve. We didn't ask to be put through it. People in the world just wanted to do whatever they wanted and to please themselves when they left us traumatized. You know what I mean? And whatever situation it is, I don't know everyone's story, but trauma is something that people put us through. We don't even deserve it. You know, most of us, it happens to us at a young age, and it's like, you don't, some like for me example, I never got time to heal. I never really had time to sit with myself and really heal when I was younger, when everything happened. It was like later on when I was like in high school that I finally was able to, like, you know, get into therapy and get the help that I need and the support that I needed. That it started my healing process, but it started late. Until now, I'm still not healed yet, and that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna have my days and I'm gonna take my time to heal myself, because true healing happens when you take your time to know yourself and to really think about not think about everything, but like really get the support that you need and work on yourself and just like heal yourself by taking your time. You cannot rush healing. That's not how it works. If someone tells you they've healed within a time frame, that doesn't mean yours have to be the same. Everyone's healing process is different. Don't make it a competition. Don't make it a race. It's not that's not how it works. So just take your time and just be moving according to your own pace. Don't rush nothing. Don't try to, you know, all of that. That's when true healing happens, and that's the start of starting to heal yourself, is realizing that you're on your own timing. You don't need to be where everyone else is at, and that's perfectly okay. The second thing I want y'all to remember is some days are really tough. Some days surviving is enough. Some days surviving is productivity, because I know we all have this idea of like what's productive and what's not, especially with the internet, TikTok, YouTube, and seeing how girls on the internet portray productivity and like all that. We strive to be that, and there's nothing wrong with trying to better yourself and be the best version of yourself. But when you're healing, don't put too much pressure on yourself to meet those standards, because some days when you're healing, especially during your healing process, some days just getting up and being alive and surviving is enough. You don't need to go to Pilates, go in the gym for an hour. You don't need to go take a 3-hour walk outside. You don't need to sit down and plan and rebrand your whole life. You don't need to be going to get matcha and all this stuff. No. Sometimes just waking up, doing your hygiene, getting food into your system, that is enough. That is productivity, especially when you have those hard days during your healing process, when everything, you know, pain, everything comes back to you again. And thinking and over, especially as an overthinker, I know I think about everything, the past, the future, the present. And you know, all I need is like a few seconds to myself and I'm already thinking down like memory lane. So I get it. So just know that sometimes surviving is just enough. Some days when you just wake up and you do your hygiene and you eat something, you put food into your system and you take care of yourself, that is self-care. You don't need to be the internet's idea of self-care. Anything you do to make yourself feel good and to take care of yourself, that's self-care. You don't need to be putting on a face mask and going to the gym for 10 hours and um journaling for 5 hours and sitting at your computer making Pinterest boards. That is not true self-care. True self-care, obviously those things are part of self-care, but the true self-care is when you do the inner work and you're doing things to take care of yourself. Because depression is a bitch. Okay, when people are going through mental health stuff, like the way, like the stuff I was going through when I told you guys in the last episode, some days showering is hard. Like even getting up to take a shower, it's completely almost impossible. And getting up and showering is really, it takes strength. Because when people are going through depression and stuff, they don't, nobody wants to get up and shower. I don't be, and I'm not gonna lie, I've skipped like a day or two when I'm really depressed, when I'm chronically depressed, because it's like getting out of bed is impossible. I feel like someone just getting up and even brushing their teeth and taking a shower, that takes strength. You guys do not undermine the strength it takes to even get up in the morning and take care and do your hygiene and eat something. Eating, unless you have that supportive, like you have the supportive environment like family or friends or a partner who will bring food to you, you're not gonna get up to get food for yourself. So I feel like it's really, it takes strength. Like me, I'm lucky, I'm with my family, I live with my family, and if I don't eat, and because like they know that what I'm going through and stuff, they will bring food to me, so I'm thankful for that. But not everyone has that. Most people are, a lot of people at these ages in our 20s, they're living alone and don't have family around them. So it's like when someone's living alone, you have no one around you to make sure that you're eating. You have to hold yourself accountable for that. You have to be responsible for your eating and your showering and take care of your hygiene when you don't have people around you. So it's like, that's strength. Okay, I just want everyone out there to know who battles with depression, that it takes strength to, when you're battling with depression and other mental health struggles while trying to heal, it takes strength to get up. So just surviving is completely self-care, I promise. The next thing is, I need everyone to know is, like, I know this is kind of crazy to say because I know a lot of us seek closure before we feel like we can move on, but that's not the case. You don't need closure to move on. I just want everyone to know that you don't have to have a reason as to why somebody did what, to whatever happened to you. You don't need a reason for it. You don't need a reason for why it happened. You just need to accept it and then focus on healing yourself and move on. You don't need closure. I don't know who implanted the idea that closure equals moving on, but that's not the case at all. You can move on without having a reason as to why whatever happened, without needing to confront the situation or needing closure. Sometimes it's best to just leave it alone because it's not worth it. It's like, okay, at what expense? At you getting PTSD and traumatized from those stuff? Like, it's like, okay, when is it time to just like not ask for closure or seek closure? Because it doesn't make sense if it's at the expense of hurting yourself and making you feel like you can't move on and stopping your progress, your moving on process and your healing process. It's not worth it to get closure. Obviously, in some cases you can get closure and it helps you and it doesn't stop your healing process, but for most people, in most cases that I've seen, and I'm speaking from personal experience, confronting and going back to the situation that traumatized you, that put you in here from in the first place, going back to revisit it, just gonna damage your mental health a lot more than it is helping you. I feel like sometimes it's best to just leave things as it is and move on and focus on healing yourself, because it's not worth it. I promise, sometimes it's not worth it. The next thing I want to, implant, I have this stuff in my notes, by the way, is that healing does not mean you need to forget whatever happened to you. Sorry. Majority of us who have been traumatized, we will never forget what we went through. Of course, never. We're never gonna forget what has happened to us. That's not what healing is about. Healing is about living your life without dwelling on what has happened. So dwelling and not forgetting is two completely different things, by the way. So healing is to help us not dwell on the past and just be able to move on and have a bright future up ahead. But that doesn't necessarily mean we have to forget what has happened to us. Of course not. No one forgets those traumatizing things. Nobody forgets something that traumatizes them. I don't care what anyone says. Nobody truly forgets it. You will always remember it. I struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder diagnosed. That means things that relate to whatever traumatized you can trigger it. So when I get those triggers, of course I remember everything plays back in my mind completely. So that's why I said healing is not just a straight path. There's gonna be withdrawals, there's gonna be times when you're pulled back and you struggle and you're gonna have the hard days, but majority of it, it's about just having those hard days, accepting that happened, and finding ways to cope with it and make yourself feel better, basically. Sometimes, guys, I don't know what I'm trying to say with words. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, healing does not mean you need to forget everything. Absolutely not. That's just myth, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if people really genuinely think that just because you want to heal yourself or you're healing, that means you're not supposed to remember what happened to you. You're not supposed to have memories. You're not supposed to think about, you're not supposed to remember. You're just supposed to forget everything. No, babe, that's not how it works. So don't let anyone tell you that, because it's not true. The next advice that I have is that you don't need to explain yourself to anyone about your own personal growth. You don't have you don't have to have an explanation to anyone. You don't owe anyone an explanation in life in general, period, except yourself. You don't owe anyone else an explanation in life. Whatever the hell you choose to do with your life, you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. But especially when it comes to healing and dealing with trauma, you do not owe a goddamn thing or explanation to anybody in this world. Only you know what you went through. You experienced your trauma. You are the one healing yourself and giving yourself the support that you need. So you don't have to explain yourself at all to anybody, because no one understands you more than yourself. And it's you just don't need to explain yourself. I don't know how best to say this, but it's the truth. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. You don't owe nobody a goddamn thing. And not everyone needs access to your healing process. Not everyone needs updates on what's going on and how you're healing and what you're doing. Not everyone needs that. Sometimes it's better to just keep it to yourself and heal yourself silently, because it's just not stuff that you need to share. Personally, for me personally, that's just what I think, though. But maybe everyone's different. But for me, I just think you don't owe anybody a goddamn thing, okay? Just keep some stuff to yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody. That's life. The last thing that I have to say on this whole healing process and my advice on healing is that you need to be gentle with yourself. And I know a lot of us want to rush the process. Like I said earlier, you just need to be, you don't need to rush it. You don't need to make it think about anyone else while you're healing. Be gentle with yourself and be compassionate with yourself while you're healing. Don't expect too much from yourself, because it's when you have expectations like that, it leads to disappointment, and it's at what cost, So that's just my advice on that. Just so yeah, that's just what I'm saying, is just be gentle with yourself and take care of yourself and be kind. Please be kind to yourselves, because going through whatever you went through, the trauma that you went through, it's not easy to get out of it. And healing yourself and taking the steps to want to heal yourself, that's something I'm really proud of you. If no one has told you, I'm telling you, I'm really, really proud of you and all the progress that you're making. And I know that it's just gonna get better from here. And just be gentle with yourself. If you have no one else to tell you, I'm telling you, be kinder and be gentle to yourself. You are worth it. You have done a lot and you are doing a lot, and you don't need to fit into society's idea of healing and everything like that. Because I know there's this idea, stigma on the internet, and like, so especially if you're like on social media like I am. Like, I'm not really too much on social media. I do doom scroll on TikTok sometimes, but most of the time I'm really watching my shows, so I'm not that kind of like addict on social media. But I do see stuff, and like, being someone who's in the healing process, it sucks that society's idea of healing is this whole glamorized thing when it's not like that, you know? So I just want to remind you guys that social media is fake, it's not real, and just be truly in tune with yourself and give yourself a little pat on the back. Celebrate every small accomplishment and every small step that you take, because it's a big step. When you're healing, it's huge to admit to yourself, first of all, that you do need the help. And you know, connecting yourself with a therapist or a counselor or a social worker or anybody that can help you, getting yourself the help that you need. Getting diagnosed too is like a huge step. I advocated for myself to get diagnosed, and it's been, you know, that's a huge step. Advocating for yourself too is something big. It's overlooked, but it's something big. And all those steps that you take to put yourself in the healing process right now, that's growth, that is strength. And I just don't want that to go unnoticed, okay? Because I know that it can be hard, especially back then, maybe like 5 years ago, when mental health and all this stuff wasn't really truly accepted in society or talked about really. And it's like now, in this new in this new decade, this new era, I guess, this new time, it's the 21st century, so everything's more, everyone's more open-minded when it comes to mental health. And now there's supports literally anywhere. There's literally free supports and everything. So if you're someone who's out there who needs help and doesn't know how to go about it, you can literally visit a local community center of yours that offers supports there. And you can see if they have free counseling, and you can see if you can meet with a case manager who can help you get connected to some therapy sessions or counseling sessions that sometimes can be free, or you might have to pay. But there is support, especially, like, I don't know about the US, but in Canada we have so many supports here when it comes to mental health and counseling and all that stuff. Because, like, that's what I'm studying. I'm a social worker in the making. So I'm doing my placement at this community center that offers literally any support that you could ever think of. They have counseling, they have youth support groups, they have employment, they have literally everything. And we have so many of those same centers in so many different places, so many communities. We have the YMCA, we have CAMH, we have so many places in that I can't name off the top of my head, but they exist, and they're in the neighborhood, they're literally everywhere. So I don't know about the US, if they have something like that, let me know. But I'm pretty sure they should have, you know, mental health supports, crisis hotlines, everything like that. So y'all really just advocate for yourselves. And if no one's helping you take the steps, if you're a younger audience, if you're a younger person watching this, try speaking to your parents if you need help. And if no one's advocating for yourself, you can speak to somebody at your school that will help you get the support that you need, because that's what I did. Like, it was up to my school that I got therapy in the first place, and it's been great ever since then. And I'm so thankful that my school really advocated for me. My social worker at my school, she's so sweet, I love her. She advocated for me, and she's the reason why I wanted to become a social worker, because I saw the way she worked and the job she did, and I was like, wow, I want to do that one day. Anyways, yeah, So that's my advice to you guys. Be gentle with yourselves. It's not a competition. Take your time. You are doing enough, and you are life will get better. Life only gets better from now on, and once you start taking those steps, life only gets better, I promise. And yeah, that's all my advice that I have on healing. That's the whole, what you call that, that's the whole episode today basically, because I have nothing else to talk about. I just wanted to touch on healing because I know last week I touched on mental health, and I didn't want to do another episode on mental health right away after that. But mental health kind of does tie into this. It does tie into this because being traumatized can lead to like anxiety, depression, PTSD, and all that stuff. So it all ties in together anyway. And yeah, I'm gonna keep quiet here. I don't have really anything else to say. I'm just hoping that my advice really resonates with you guys. If you're a younger viewer watching this, or anyone honestly, but especially the younger ones, because like y'all are like my siblings. Like if you don't have an older sister, I'm your new older sister. I've said this before, like at the very beginning of my channel, and I keep on saying it, but it's genuinely true. I'm being so for real. If you guys don't have any older siblings or older sister, I'm your new older sister. And even if you do have an older sibling, I'm still your older sister, okay? I'm here for you guys. If you need to contact me, literally my social medias are in the description box below. Like I'm always active, like I'm always there. I'll respond. If you need any advice or anything, literally message me and I will reply. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that content creator. I'm literally gonna reply to you because I don't have nothing else going on in my days for me not to reply. So don't worry guys, I will reply. So just message me if you have any questions or anything that you want to say or ask me, and I will definitely reply. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stop talking at this point. Y'all, if you need help, please reach out to me and I'll do my best to help you, I promise. Be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, always love yourself, and remember that life is beautiful and it's worth living, and don't let anybody tell you anything different, okay? All right, you guys, so this is my cue to exit and sign off this video. I love you guys so very much. Please take care of yourselves and be gentle with yourselves. I love you guys forever and ever and ever. And yeah, your girl's happy. I know you guys always want to know that, like how I'm doing. I'm genuinely doing so well. I'm so good. I'm happy and life's good. So that's it. I have nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna keep quiet. Your girl will be back to you guys next week Friday with a brand new episode. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you guys in my next Chit Chat with Salsa episode. Your girl is out. Bye guys.